Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today. This is Aastha Chopra. Today we are talking about the Hurun's list, which has come up for the real estate this time. And for that, we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Anas, who is the Managing Director and Chief Researcher at Hurun India. Thank you so much, Anas, for speaking to us. And the list is out. And what are the key trends which we didn't notice earlier, but we are noticing it right now? And what are the key features and special trends that highlighted the most?
Thank you very much. It's a great opportunity. Thanks for the opportunity. This is the ninth edition of the GROHE-Hurun India Real Estate list. This year, we have slightly increased the size of the list. We have increased to 150 to cover more companies and speak more stories of real estate in the country. We've been tracking these companies and individuals who run these companies for the last 9 years. This is the 9th year now. It's an exciting story. The total value of all the companies in the list is about rupees 1.6 lakh crores. They have together developed cumulatively based on available data. It's 16 lakh crores, not 1.6 lakh crores. But cumulatively, they have developed almost 2 billion square feet of homes or spaces in their lifetime, which is more than the size of city of Kolkata or more than the size of Chandigarh. So it's interesting what they've been doing. And even if you look at many other trends, for example, a threshold to enter the top 10 in the list is almost 30. A company to have a valuation of 37,000 crore rupees, and that's a 14% increase compared to last year. Threshold to enter top 50, it's almost 5,500 crores. That's a 50% increase compared to the last year. And some of the other trends, if I can continue, is that when we started the list 9 years back, looked at the number of companies which are beyond their home state. The number was about 14, 15 or something. Now it's 85, which means 85 of the top 150 are beyond their home state. So real estate is truly no longer a local business. Those companies that have created brands are going out. Yeah, so some of the things that come on top of my mind.
Well, absolutely. You mentioned some of the cities as well. So any tier 2, tier 1 or tier 3 cities making into the entry which was not there in the list? And what are the upcoming trends? Is the inflation of some real estate companies is being one of the factor of like highs and lows?
Last year the number of cities in the list was 14, and this year it's 20. If you look at the top 150 as a universe, but if you look at the top 100 as a universe, the number is 16. So of course it's not just the Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi. There are entrants from Kochi, Ahmedabad. There are Coimbatore. There are entrants from all over the country who are building some of the most valuable real estate companies. So, in terms of, I'm not sure your question on inflation. Of course, during the tariffs announcement that happened during April, there was a sudden dip in valuation in the markets, but then they all gained back after within a month. So there is some story that's happening which is very local, which is very unique to India in terms of meeting the unmet housing needs of the country at large.
Well, that's what growth is coming up for the cities which are not there on the list prior. Also, are there any surprises in terms of companies who have surprisingly entered this list or exited?
Not much of a surprise, because we've been tracking for a while. I think some of the interesting news, the success of the IPOs. For example, I think the Lotus developers was having a very good IPO as we speak. So some interesting trends like that, and the SmartWorks are an IPO, IndieCube are an IPO. This is actually quite exciting. When we were initially doing the analysis, since I don't really come from real estate background, so if you look at the companies and then the number of companies that are executing these projects through the RERA numbers, I'm like, why do you need so many companies? But then later on, when I was reading more about it and when I was talking to more people, and it makes more sense to have companies, more companies than for developing individual projects to maintain independence. For example, we looked at about 85 companies, and when you're valuing them, 85 companies are at least 200 companies under different companies under RERA to develop their different projects. And then the IPO story, right? So there is a bit of a regulation that's happening, and which is also bringing a lot of transparency to the sector. And the fact that the more and more real estate companies and the promoters are wanting to go public to further expand and grow, it also shows the confidence in being transparent. So it's high time that we all, I think, if there is at all a notion that real estate is not transparent, I think there is a significant effort and attitude change towards transparency.
Well, I absolutely agree with your point. Like recently, Raymond Realty also got listed, and I have seen on your list also that many hotel groups like IHCL and many more are coming towards hospitality sector, well as they are expanding in the real estate sector as well. So, what are we seeing in the long term goal if we come across this real estate sector? What do you expect in the next years? Will the players grow or what?
I think one interesting factor is that these are all great companies, especially in the top layers. You know, even in the top 10, you have a hospitality company, the Taj Group. Then the top 10, one of the and these are all run by some of the brightest entrepreneurs and professionals. In fact, the 33 companies in the top 150, they are run by qualified professionals. So there's a lot of professional management across as well. And there is, India is one of the brightest stories now, and whatever said and done, there could be some hiccups here and there, but overall in a 4, 5, 10-year horizon, it's a great market to be in. That's why you're seeing a lot of investments happening, be it private equity or be it through public or be it, or from international investors. That's happening in India. So putting all this into context, and since we're talking about valuation and value creation, of course, I expect to see a growth. Last year, the list grew by 70%. This year, we grew by 14%. Not that big a growth compared to last year, but it's still a growth. Hopefully, we'll beat this year's growth next year.
Well, that was lovely speaking to you. You covered all the points, and actually the real estate thing is going, and especially in the terms of Mumbai, if you cover all the western suburban areas and outer skirts of Mumbai, so it is well going. Thank you so much, Anas, for speaking to us. It's always pleasure to have your list annually coming, helping us journalists as well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Anas. Thank you.
Thanks for this.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.